here with Rosa. Now, Rosa, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
I'm Rosa Bellissimo from Unido Property Group. I'm a property new and off the plan aggregator, and I supply direct to the public or otherwise my channel partners, and they sell investment property for me.
Wonderful. And how important it is for you to attend events like this?
Very important. People need to know you. They may know your brand, but if they meet you, and they deal with people, deal with people. So
that's right. Now I want to say that, obviously it's with housing crisis. Have you seen, the impact on small business or the people that you know?
It has had a big impact on small business, but there's still a lot of demand for people buying property, and they seem to sell quicker. The demand is bigger than the supply. Plenty of apartments, but houses very, very low supply all over Australia.
Great. And what is one thing that you like to take away from tonight's event, Rosa?
All the wonderful people you meet, and also the information. You would never know and get the information that you would get tonight, and also the expertise in the room. And it's very important that you meet people. So
yeah, definitely. I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm sure I will see you again very, very soon. Thank you, Rosa. No conclude? Okay. All right. So the room has filled up with lots of people. I've got a next person that we're about to interview. Hi, sir. Would you like to be interviewed? Hi. How are you? Hi. What's your name?
Akram.
Nice to meet you. So can you come closer? Can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
I'm Akram Jawabri, private certifier. I've been as a private certifier for more than 15 years approximately.
Okay. And how important is it for you to attend events like this?
Of course, this is the first time for me to attend like this occasion, and I'm sure I'm going to learn from this one, introduce myself to the other people introducing themselves to me, which is communicates with the people. Of course, it's perfect.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and so lovely meeting you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Hello. Hi, the Honourable Paul Scully. I'm Jayma. Nice to meet you. How are you today?
Good, thanks, Gemma. This is fantastic. Good turn up tonight.
Yes. Now, I wanted to ask you, Paul, how important is it for you to attend events like this?
Oh, look, this is a good opportunity not only for me to hear from people and hear some of the challenges and frustrations that are going on, but also a good opportunity for me to remind people of some of the announcements they might have missed or clarify some of the detail. I mean, there's a lot of news everyone gets every day. Not everyone's social media feed or whatever is filled with Paul Scully or the Minns government, so it's important that we get the message out in whatever forum we can.
Yeah, definitely. I can see how passionate you are, sort of for the community, I want to ask you, in relation with the housing crisis, do you see what impact that has for small businesses and also people in Australia?
It's about a housing problem in the challenges we face in terms of small businesses about staff. It's hard to attract and retain staff when they don't have homes that they can afford to live in, right? So if they've got to travel a couple of hours across town in order to get to and from work, that makes it even more challenging. In New South Wales, we've lost more young people, twice as many young people, that key 30 to 40-year-old age group, workers, the people who run the football clubs or the netball club or the scouts or whatever, the volunteers that make our communities up. We lost twice as many of those people over the last few years as what we've gained in New South Wales. That's not sustainable for small business. It's not sustainable for a dynamic economy. That's the sort of problem, the challenge that if we start to address the housing crisis, we start to make it easier for people to stay in New South Wales.
That's right. Well, Paul, you'll be so happy to know that I'm actually from Queensland. So I moved here, from Queensland. So yeah, I'm adding the addition.
I hope you've changed allegiances in state of origin at least.
Maroons, go Maroons! But anyway, I wanted to also ask you, what sort of keep you motivated to stand for what you believe for the community?
Look, the thing that keeps me motivated is giving people a fair shot at something that my generation's been able to have, which is access to a home, access to a good job, access to opportunity. We risk, if we don't take action on some of these things, leaving the generations that come after us in a worse position in terms of standard of living than what we inherited from the generation before us. That's unfair, that's wrong, and that's something we should all be making sure we're doing everything we can to avoid.
And what do you think that, for everyday people that's watching this right now, what do you think that we can do to help towards this, housing crisis?
Well, we've got to reform the system. We've got to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make sure that the system's working in the interest of boosting the living standards of those who come before us. That means we're getting good access to homes, good access to jobs, good access to amenities, and good access to boosting our standard of living and productivity. If we don't do that, we're going out backwards.
Wonderful. And one last thing, I just want to ask you, what is one thing or two things actually that you like to achieve through tonight's event?
Look, I think it's raising awareness of some of the policies that are coming through, but also listening to where we might and getting some clues as to where we might be able to make some changes into the future.
Great. Thank you so much, the Honourable Paul. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. I'm going to give you my card as well. Awesome. This is me. Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, how are you? Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Carly Wilkinson, a member for East Hills.
Nice to meet you. Could you tell us about what you do for the community and how important is it for this event?
Well, I suppose I represent all the constituents in the East Hills electorate, and making sure that we're getting money spent in the right areas to make it a lovely place to live. And it's really important that we have the housing for our future generations to stay in the area. It's good to see generations, the next generation, be able to afford to either buy or rent in our area. So forums like this are really important, that people can get together and make sure that the government's supporting building and quality building in our area.
Yeah, that's right. Now, what sort of impact have you seen through this, housing crisis, the impact have on small business or the people that you may know?
Well, the housing crisis on the young people in our area, they've got to move away from their families, to try and afford to live. So it's really important we get the housing stock back to make sure that people can live, in the area they grew up or in a place that they want to, and that there's affordable housing both for renting and to buying. We want to make sure the next generation can comfortably live in Sydney, because it's such a beautiful city to live, and East Hills is a great place to live as well.
Yeah, it is such a beautiful place. I'm actually from Brisbane, and now I'm absolutely in love with Sydney.
So you're going to stay here, are you?
Oh, I've been here for 3 years now. 3 years now, yes. Lastly, I just want to ask you, what would you like to take away from tonight's event?
I really want to hear what people's thoughts are about their plans and their things that are restricting them, and how government can help, and working together to make Sydney an even better place than it is.
Thank you so much for your time, and so lovely meeting you today.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll catch up with you after. Thank you so much. Today's event shows how important it is for us to have those hard conversations, and that we are all in this together. Make sure you follow Canterbury Bankstown Chamber of Commerce on their socials for their next event. My name is Jay Ma, reporting for Oz Arab Media. Make sure you follow us on socials, and I will